in here. Just thought I'd do a little quick follow-up on what we talked about last Wednesday. First of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up on time and bringing their laptops. I thought it was a very good learning session, and I had fun, and I'm hoping everybody else had fun. So I just want to follow up on that for a little bit, and hoping that you can use what we're going to go over to your advantage some more. Now, all of you got blue screens, so the first thing I want to try to show you is how to change the color of the screen if you want to change the color of the screen. All right, I'm using the blue outline here because it just shows up better on the video. But you can change the background color of the chart to any color you want. Up to your top right hand side, you'll see some little bars up here. Study is one, drawing is another one, style is another one, then day, we talked about that one. Then you got a wrench, and then you got another little pencil type thing. If you was to click on the wrench, just click on that wrench, then what you have, it brings up the chart settings, and in the chart settings you got several categories. Got general, price, axis, time axis, appearance, equities, options, futures, and forex. So we're concerned about the appearance. Okay, so if we click on appearance, then what comes up is what you see, and here you can change the candlestick colors and the background. Now, once you click on appearance, you go down to click on common, and here you can change the background. So let's just go to, for instance, right now everybody has, I think, blue. So if I change that to blue, then it'll go back to blue. That's the color you have. Okay, so to change it to white, you just click on this, click select, and go to the only white button right there. Say OK, and then it'll come to a white background. Okay. The other thing is that some of you got green candles, and I got blue candles. So just to make the chart looks better on the white chart, is I use the green candles just to make the chart look better. So what do you do? How do you do that? Well, this is the setting right here. So your borders, the upper borders is black, or upper borders is black, or they could be red. So you can change those to red if you want to. Then it shows the borders. You see how the borders would look. But I prefer the black because you can just see it better and it outlines it better. Okay, so the borders are black, upper border, border down, and the dojis are black. And then you can change your color here. So y'all, a lot of y'all got green. You can change from green to, I like the blue because it just shows up better. And then you click your wick. Okay, then once you do all of that, make sure you're on candles. If you got bars, they just don't look as good. So the candles just looks better. Okay, and then you mash apply, and then say OK, and then that's how you get your candles. Okay. All right. So the other thing we talked about yesterday or Wednesday was how to manipulate the screen a little bit to make it big or small. So if you were to take your cursor, go to the left hand side, left click and hold it, just move it up and down. You can see how small you can make your candles. Okay, can you see that? Up and down, you can see how small you can make your candles. Okay. The other thing we talked about is that once you move it up and down like that, let's just say we wanted to look at the last 3 months. So this is March. So what you do is you put your cursor, you left click, hold it down, and then just drag your box to include what you want to look at and turn it loose. Once you do that and turn it loose, then you can blow up that section and you have a better look at the candles on a daily basis. Okay. Now again, you can, if you want to go to 4 months or 6 months, just go down to your little negative sign and just mash it, and it'll take you out to 6 or 8 months. Okay, all the way back to 2012. So this is almost 12 months here. If you want to blow just up this 12 months, again, you put your cursor so you can capture all of that. So put your cursor at least as high as there and over here. Okay, left click and hold it, and then draw your box so that you can bring all of that and just blow it up, turn it loose. Okay, so that's how you can size your chart. By the way, this is Bank of America, so everybody has this chart up. Okay. Again, now if I'm going too fast, that's why we're doing the video. You just stop the video, go back through it, and see what I did, and then you have it. Okay. Now we call this kind of chart. We gave everybody this chart that was in the room. This is called a red light, green light chart. And the reason we call it a red light, green light chart is because the green, when you start, when it's green, that means it's a buy, and when it's red, that means sell. Okay. Now to be a little bit more specific, let's look at this just a tad. Let's just blow up this section right here, and let's look at that. Okay. Let's look at how it goes from the red to the green. So you can do the same thing and look at that. All right. So what happens here is that each candle represents 1 day. It's a daily chart. So 1 day. So once on this particular day, the price of the stock went all the way to $9.83. So people were happy on that day, and they sold off the next day, and that sell caused that candle right there caused people to come out. So if you were here, then if you didn't take your profits from this point to that point, which was from $9 to $9.60, then it came right back to $9.60. So you kind of lost out. All right, so, but it sold off, turned this red, and then it came back across this line again. These are called momentum bands. So anytime it breaks the momentum band going down, it turns this red. Anytime it breaks the momentum band to go up, and it stays above the lower or the upper momentum band, then it stays green. So you can see from last November 16th, 2012, that the stock broke up above the momentum band, came back and tested it right here, but it stayed green, and then it stayed green all the way up. So from November of last year all the way to June of this year, which is 6 months or 7 months, the stock stayed positive. And you could have wrote that too. Is that right? Yeah. Nope, take that back. From November 12 all the way to the 1st of January, around January. So that's about 30 days. I'm so sorry. About 30 days, the stock stayed positive. So it went from $9 all the way up to $12. So if you had 1,000 shares, which is $9,000, then up here you could have sold it for a $3,000 profit it would have went from 9,000 to 12,000, and this is where you would have got out of it. Okay, so we're just blowing this up to kind of demonstrate what the red, green basically mean. So that you can just kind of get a little educated on that. Okay, so currently right now on a daily chart, this is daily chart, we are showing that we had a sell here, and for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of selling from $14 all the way down to $12, then that turns the momentum bands red. So right now, on a daily basis, it's a sell. Okay, it won't become a buy again until this begin to go back up and get back above this momentum band. Okay, so that's a daily. Now we also talked about what it looks like on a weekly. So if you're a little bit more patient and don't mind the daily swings, you can go to a weekly chart and look at it. So what you do is you click on the D, go down to weekly, and you can see what the weekly chart looks like. And you can see that it's still green. All right, so you could have bought it like last July of 2012, and could have rolled it all the way until you got a little red right there. Okay, so chances are you would have got out, or you would have put your stop about right here. So it had gone below that line right there. And by the way, in order to make that support line or draw a line like that, you come down here to your active box, click on your active box, and go up to trend line, click on trend line, and that's how you can do that. Okay, then you just left click one time, release it, that little bar will come up, and then you just drag it, and then you left click again. Okay, to get rid of it, you just put your little pencil right on it, you right click one time, you go down to drawings, or you can go down to right here, delete drawing, and just mash delete drawing, and you can get it off. Okay, left, right click, go down to delete drawing. Okay, so on a weekly chart, you can see that it's still a buy. All right, so we own Bank of America. We had 300 and something shares. We took some off. I think we sold about 150 shares, something like that. And still holding 200 shares. And we bought the 200 shares way down here around $6, somewhere around in this area. Okay, and we've been riding this ever since. Okay. Couple other things we can go over here. We talked about we can look at what the earnings were and what the dividends were. So I told you how to do that. Is you take your little cursor and you put it right on that green little bar down there, and you can read it. It says 1 cent dividend that was paid out on June the 5th. Okay, the earnings are the same thing. So you just put your little cursor there, don't mash it, just leave it there. Then the earnings will come up. And you can see this one saying that they expected 22 cents and the actual was 20 cents. Well, they missed the earnings. They should have had a little bit more than that. But the stock still went up. You can check the next one. You just put your little cursor there and check it and see. Okay, on that day, they had estimated 2 cents, and they made 3 cents. So they made 100% gain in the earnings on that earnings report. All right, so that kind of gives you an idea of how that works. Okay. One of the other things we talked about is how to make a watch list. Okay, so let's change this back to daily again, and let's talk about that a little bit, just in review. We said that if you come over to this section here, okay, you come over to this section, you click on the section here, there's a little gear that you put your cursor on. You left click on that cursor